Anyone want to know how I made these? There's a fantastic new product I've just discovered. When I say new, it's new to me, that's for certain. And I couldn't find anybody else on YouTube using it. So, if you'd like to see how I made these, watch on. So here was attempt number 1. I'll tell you what this wonderful product is in a moment. But look at that colour shift cat's eye effect. And this was attempt number 2. Yeah, well, I want to make myself one of these with some different colours. So let's do it and all will be revealed. So I've got in front of me here a few tools. I have got my double-sided UV lamp from Ultra Resin, which has proven very useful for this one. I've got the plastic sheet out of it, which I'll work straight onto because that makes life simpler. If you haven't got a double-sided UV lamp, don't panic, you can just flip your stuff over and do the other side with a standard UV lamp. And the mould I'm using is this rather tatty old mould. Now, if I put this into the middle, I'll show you what this new product is. It is from intoresin, for which I've got a 20% discount, by the way. Discount codes are all down below for 20% off intoresin, and I think it's 10% off Ultra Resin as well for these lamps. And this is what the stuff is. Cat's Eye Magnetic Powder. Enhanced effect. So I'm sure we've all seen cat's eye nail polishes being used, and they work so well in resin, it's crazy. However, I had no idea until just a few days ago that you could actually get this as a powder. So I'll show you what I did to get these effects. Let's bring them back on here now, you know what it is. As you can see, I've got a full-on 3D to this as well. There's depth, which you wouldn't get by just painting on a nail varnish with cat's eye in it. So let me show you what I did. First thing we're going to need then is some little paper pots for mixing up our ultraviolet resin. And I'm going to put some UV resin in here. The one I'm using today is the Ultra Resin one. Did you know they do it in whacking big tubs now as well? I keep refilling this little bottle from the big tubs. So if you use a lot of UV resin, have a look at their website, because they do 1,000 millilitres? 1 litre, yeah. Bottles of it now. And it comes with a big nozzle, so it's really easy to refill your little bottle. It's going to tip everywhere. Right, first thing I'm doing, I'm going to use this is actually an Estoyo mica powder to do the back. Just making up black. If you've got black UV resin, fine, use that. If you want to use a pigment, use that. Just be careful, because it can be that you can put so much pigment in that the UV resin won't cure. So I'm just putting this in to be the background, basically. It's as near to black as I've got in a powder. I just decided to go for the powder because using these such small amounts of UV resin, I thought if I use a liquid in it, there's a really good chance it won't cure. It'll upset it terribly. So I'm just making sure this goes all the way over the back. So this is our backing colour. There we go. So that's that done. And now, because it's black, and of course the UV light might not like going through it quite so much, I'm going to give that quite a good zap under my lamp, and then we'll have a look at our colours. So I'll be back with you in a moment. I'm going to put it under the UV lamp for the full 5 minutes, which is the longest setting on it, so that it can well and truly cook for us. So while this is curing, let me show you some other experimental pieces I did. It kind of worked. I did the black back on that as well, and it got a bit messy, but the cat's eye worked. But it occurred to me that I could have just done that with cat's eye nail varnish. This one, I got more depth to it, so I think the cat's eye worked better. You see that shifting? This one I did 2 layers of the cat's eye, and I think it kind of spoiled it, but you do get more of the colour. This one, I think I got the cat's eye effect better. See that shifting? And then this one, I don't think I really got the cat's eye going at all properly on it. I think I was too slow getting it under the lamp. But it's interesting to see that you could do it in an open back bezel as well, because the magnet works through the frame. The frame isn't magnetic. So So anyway, yes, I thought I'd show you those. Right, this should be more or less done now. So let's pull it out. I think that's been on nearly the 5 minutes. Make sure it's, yep, that feels like it's cured up well. So what we're going to do now is mix up some colours. And this is where we start to get our magnetics out. So, $1 Ultra Violet Curing Resin. I'm going to get another pot ready because we'll need it quite quickly afterwards. And the colours I'm going to go for will be green and purple, I think. They come in a hell of a lovely colour range. Look at these. There's 6 in a pack. There they all are. Okay, I'm going to zoom you in now because, oops, that's as far as my camera will go. Yeah, I think it is. Let's bring it down a bit. There we go, because we're going to do the magnetic bit. This is cured. It's pretty solid, so that's good. Now, I would like, I think, the purple as my background. And I wanted a different shade of purple this time, so I've mixed some of that pinky purple. That came out like that, and a bit of the blue. So you get a 6 in a pack, so you can do a bit of playing and mixing. The UV resin that I'm using, the Let's Resin one, is quite viscous. So what I want to do is get this mixed. That's a nice colour. Oh yes. I want to get this mixed, get it in position, and get it under the lamp fast before it... Where's my magnet? Let's get that ready. I've stuck a magnet on the end of a stick, look. It's a very strong one, probably too strong. But so I'm going to get this under here into my double-sided UV lamp. Ready. Let's bring it into shot. There we are. So you can see what happens. I'm bringing it here ready so that I can slide it in quickly and also keep the magnet in place while I do so. Because you do need to move pretty quick. So, because what happens is, I want this to stay quite 3D. So I want it to stay sort of domed up a bit. And I also want the magnetic effect to stay in place. It starts to go back to where it came from if you pull it out too soon. If you pull the magnet off it, I mean. Now I'm going to put a bit more UV in that. Spread it out a little bit more, I think. This is kind of going to be my background colour. Now, apologies if my lighting isn't great. Like I said, I'm working with UV in here. So whilst I'm in daylight, I haven't got that great a daylight. And also my lamps are on low light because I didn't want this all kind of cooking before I'd even got it in here. So there we go. We're going to attack that with the magnet. Like so. And we're going to push it under and put the lamp on with the magnet over it still. And then give it a second, I should be able to pull the magnet out. Just needed the, there we go. Needed it to stay, keep getting resin all over me magnet. Just needed it to stay in place. Right, just to show you what happens, and I'm just shielding this from the lamp at the moment. This is a blob of that powder we've just mixed up, and you see how, look at that, isn't that lovely? See it moving? It's gorgeous, isn't it? But if you take that away, gradually it unmagnets itself. All right, so what we have now then is a cat's eye-ish type of effect piece here. To bring it up to the camera so you can see that's cat's eyeing. Yeah. Now we're going to do the same with some green. And then I'm going to build this up quite a bit at the sides where we didn't go with the purple. And I'm going to go quite deep with this one. even overlap it onto the purple, because I want to get a proper sort of 3D going on. I'm going to put some on top of the purple over here. Okay, so can you see there's some depth here, because this is now higher than the purple. Now, magnet. So before I magnet it, I'm going to get it under here, ready. And it's starting to move more than I wanted to already. So where are we going to magnet? We're going to magnet just from one side, I think. Like, which side's got the most green? This side's got the most green, hasn't it? So let's magnet it like that. So there's not much UV getting onto it at the moment because my hand is in the way. So that should do it. Right, let's let that cure. It only needs a bit of a zap just to firm it up. And then I'm going to put another bit of the green on. That should be enough actually. So we're going to go in with a bit more of the green on this area here that's now gone pretty much black. See, I'm building up these sort of 3D layers. And let's shape it a bit like this, shall we? Let's do a bit here as well. And again, ready with the magnet. And this time I think we'll go kind of here-ish. Yeah, about there. That should do it. Then the final thing is just to dome it off with some clear. Now I tend to do that in 2 stages, which I'll show you in a moment. Just let that cure up well first. Now, like I said, I tend to do it in 2 stages. So let me make sure you're in shot. There we are. I'm going to fill it up first. That's the main thing. Get it filled. And if I can bring it right up to the brim, that's great. Because really what we need to do is dome this off. And it'll make those colours really pop. So back under the lamp. Okay, now let's have a look at what we've got. Look at the colour flipping going on in there. I think I buried the purple a bit more than I intended, but it's still there. It's just unfortunate we lost some of it over here. It looks more, you can't see the purple in that bit, it's kind of black where the magnet did its thing, but I think that's rather lovely. So what I'm going to do now I've got it out of the mould, I'm just going to stick it back under the lamp for another minute to make sure it's well and truly hardened, because I'm going to do a little bit of filing around the edge to make sure that's nice, and then we'll dome it. Right, easy way to get off any surplus. First of all, you can go around it with scissors. But the other thing you can do is just get a nail file. And this is just the edge that's there because I didn't fill the mould up completely. Or it may be a bit of overspill, could be whichever. But what I tried to do was fill the mould up so it was near the top, so you get like this, almost like a lip around the edge. Can you see that? That makes doming a lot easier. It's either that or you dome it while it's in the mould. But I found with that particular mould, this works better. I don't know why. It just does. So there we go. We've had a little bit of a sand and there's our piece. Now, I'm just going to dome this properly. So we're just going in with the same UV resin. So if you're enjoying this video, by the way, folks, please do give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate that very much. And leave me some comments. What would you do with this stuff? I'd be interested to know, because I'm expecting a rush of people going out and buying it. And I'd love to know what you think what your ideas are, what you think you can do with it. I mean, jewellery pieces like this are the obvious one to me. Anything you'd use UV resin for, really, which does tend to be your smaller pieces, doesn't it? But, keychains. What else? What else, people? What else can you use this for? I was just so stunned to see it. So, yeah, I had to get some. So I appreciate your comments. Yeah, let me know. Let me have your thoughts. Anyone who hasn't already subscribed to the channel, the buttons are down below. It is free to subscribe, then you'll be notified whenever I test out something new or make an interesting make that you might like to see. So do hit the subscribe button, it's down here. Okay, let's get this back into the lamp. And I think we might get away with one layer of doming. Now this time I'm going to put this under for the full 5 minutes because I think, give it a real good cook, and I'll be back with you shortly. And there we have it. And I can turn my lights up properly now. So this was first attempt. So just the cat's eye. There we are. Now, of course, those of you who've got nail art magnets will want to try it with those. And yeah, I'm sure it will work, because it's the same thing basically. That's the one we've just made, with just that little glimpse of the purple coming through. I am wishing I'd done the cat's eye magnetic-y thing further over here so we'd got more purple, but it's still lovely. We've got like a billow effect. And where I layered the green, so you've got more of a, more of a 3D here, so we've got bits of cat's eye going in different directions. That has definitely worked. And here was the first one, the second one rather, which actually I think is probably the better of them. I don't know, but there we are. This is what the packs come like. They come in these little sets, the 6 in a set. So the colours that we've used here and some more, and the link will be down below. And don't forget, I'll stick it on the screen here for you as a QR code again too. 20% discount off these, folks. This is a proper game changer to me, and I don't say that lightly. It's amazing stuff. I've absolutely loved playing with it this afternoon. So enjoy if you treat yourselves, and I will see you for the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.